Riley Ray Ben, get your zoot suits, music in minor.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, your YouTube Messiah, off and imitate. Never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. And going over Raw this week, it was in the ThunderDome. And well, this week's episode was rather interesting, so to say, because it felt like it was one of those kind of episodes where they were doing the best to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, because, well, the news broke earlier as of the day of this recording. Drew McIntyre did test positive for COVID. He did put out a video statement saying he's not showing any symptoms or feeling any type of ailments from it, but he is taking all precautions and is imploring all people, please take this very serious, and he will rest up, do whatever he has to get back as soon as possible. I hope he's better, just like anyone else who gets this shit. But other than that, that's really the only big wrestling news that broke between last week and now, really, and as far as anything that we discuss on here regularly. But moving forward, before we get into this week's episode, we're going to switch gears, talk about last week's via this SmackDown Rewind, and big highlights from last week's SmackDown. Rude and Ziggler won the tag titles off of the Street Profits, which made sense given that, now that they're established as a new name, the Dirty Dogs, and it felt like it was coming. Also, Big E had a stellar Intercontinental title defense against Apollo, as well as big, juiciest, quite possibly the biggest thing to come out of last week's SmackDown was the fact that they announced that night they were going to do a gauntlet match to determine number one contender for Roman's Universal title. Roman, who was mad because Adam Pearce wound up making Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso for the week prior, then insisted that Adam Pearce himself's name be put into the gauntlet match. Pearce was, Pearce won it, but not because of his competitive abilities. Not to say he doesn't have any, because he does, but because Nakamura carried the entire gauntlet match, which honestly just straight up looks like, they're possibly gonna put Nakamura in the chamber, line him up, and then kaboom. That's honestly on how it looks. They're putting him in the chamber, lining him up for that shot. But I'm all for that if they do that with Nakamura, because, and I'm not being one of those, oh, he deserves it type of deals. It's more so in this sense. The guy's been with the company. He's gone through ups and downs just like any other wrestler in any company. Not everyone is always going to have a stellar career no matter what. Eventually, all wrestlers are going to have stinkers at some point in time. It's just a matter of fact. You're not always going to have stellar stories. You're eventually going to have some stinkers. So, you deal with it. Shin went through some stinkers. Now I think he's getting ready to go and get put onto the top. I'm all for that. But either way, Jey Uso jumped in, beat the crap out of Nakamura, and then Roman threw Pearce on top of Nakamura, got the 1-2-3, so they made, at the Royal Rumble, Adam Pearce, Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce, going against Roman Reigns, and, okay, okay, I can go for this. The other big thing that did happen over last week's SmackDown was Sonya Deville officially returned in a managerial role, being an assistant to one Adam Pearce as well. So, with that said, now that we're done talking about last week, let's get into this week and start with the show. It starts off with the God King himself, Triple H, coming out in a very polite business type manner. And then just as he's coming out and he's speaking about this, hearing all that hearing that piped in Thunderdome crowd, Triple H hyping himself up. Yeah, I still got it. I still got it. And then out comes Randy Orton. Randy talking about on how, they've got history and he's here because he was expected to have a match with McIntyre tonight. But given the events, like I said, McIntyre's not in. So, Randy said, I'm guessing either one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to give me the title, or you're going to just give me my spot at the Rumble. Which is it? Basically, or not even the Rumble, I'm sorry, that was me freestyling thinking earlier in the show. But Randy was basically saying he's out there, he wants the title since Drew can't defend it. And Hunter pretty much said, you want the title? You gotta earn the shot for it. Put your name in the Rumble. Till then, you ain't getting it. And then Randy goes off talking about on how during the Legends night he belittled and talked down to all of them. Hunter got mad and then stepped to him saying, you talk down to this guy and then this guy and then to Rick. And everyone knows the history with Triple H and Ric Flair on how, with all that. And then Hunter was talking about Randy saying, when you did what you did with The Fiend, I get it. I would have done the same. And with Bliss, I would have done the same too. You had that match. I saw you. You struck that match. You stared at it. You let it burn. And then you chose not to. I understand that. You got principle. But I am not going to tolerate you disrespecting the likes and the legends of Ric Flair, Shawn, Mark Henry, Show, all them. And then Randy basically said, you want to step up, you got an issue, step up, give me a fight. I know you want this, so I'm not giving it to you, Randy, no. Is it you don't want to give it to me? Or is it that Steph's got your balls in her purse? Really? Wham! And then he decks him. And then Randy goes off, rolls out the ring. I'm going to take that as a yes. So yeah, we're going to be getting a fight between them two. I'll get to that later in the show. Before we do that though, let's get into the first match of the night. Charlotte again. Oh, good Lord almighty, Charlotte. Going against Lacey Evans. Oh, good God almighty. Oh. Them legs. Whew. Yeah. Now, I had a little bit of a slow, steady start. And I'm not arguing against that. It was just more so just not what I was expecting with it, but it was decent. Charlotte was leading right up until her dad, Ric Flair, came out right when the break was about to start. Come back from break, Lacey was leading the pace, and Rick, he didn't do nothing during the match up until at any point, when they were outside. You just saw Charlotte. She looked at him, was like, "You stay there," and she did, and then that was it. And then now, how the match came to an end was Charlotte at one point hit natural selection on Lacey, and then Rick actually grabbed Lacey's leg and hooked it onto the rope and yelled to the ref about that. And then them two started brawling. They were on the... Charlotte was in the ring and Lacey was on the apron. Charlotte went to scoop Lacey over, fell down, and then Rick was actually pinning and holding down Charlotte's legs so that way she couldn't kick out. And Lacey got the 1, 2, 3. After that, Lacey gave Rick a big hug and kiss, and then them two walked off. And now all I'm thinking is, if Lacey Evans is running with Ric Flair, who is well into his 70s and not necessarily the most attractive man like he once was. God damn, that means I could have had a shot. I had a shot. Damn it. Yeah. Anyways, moving forward, next up, this is one of those matches where I was saying it felt like chicken salad out of chicken shit. They rehashed the whole Jeff Hardy Elias thing by doing Jeff Hardy going against fucking Gunner Jackson Ryker, which, again, I almost feel horrible for continuously giving this asshole a cheap plug on here, but just a stupid mark. You know, he hates Gunner way more than I do, but my God, me and him have been hating Gunner for forever, and it just feels like, fuck! This guy just can't, this guy's like an ingrown back hair. Just can't fucking get rid of him. Ugh. Anyways, as far as the match went, it was just a straight up, it was a slug, they slugged back and forth with each other, and then Ryker got the win doing a quick roll-up. Now, this match was originally supposed to be Jeff versus Elias, but Elias walked out saying he injured himself playing while in a recording studio after the match. Jeff got the mic, said, "Elias, man, you want to send your boy Ryker out here? Come on out, you and me, we'll go right now." Elias, no. Man, I don't care if you got blisters all over your fingers, man. Come on out here. Let's settle this. So then they come back, and then we got Jeff versus Elias. It was decent back and forth. You know, nothing too big or fancy. But Jeff got the win. He picked up some momentum near the end. Wound up hitting the Twist of Fate and then the Swanton. Got the 1, 2, 3. At the end, you saw Elias yelling at Ryker, "Why didn't you jump in and stop him?" And then Ryker was saying, "You told me not to." Yeah. Ugh. Anyways, next up we got tag team match. We got Sheamus and Keith Lee going against Hey Ho Ho, Miz and Morrison. And Miz and Morrison, they pretty much got pancaked by these two, which honestly, you can't blame. I dare anyone to try and make any kind of wrestling logic saying otherwise, that the two middleweights should overpower and dominate the two big giant heavyweight dudes. Because, let's see. Yeah. Those are the two dudes that would whoop your ass 6 ways from Sunday and then laugh about it. Now, at one point when Keith Lee was in, he shoulder checked Morrison so hard in the corner that the top rope actually broke off, which was like a holy shit moment. That was probably one of the coolest moments of the night, early on in the show, I should say. And come back from break, you see the ring crew actually assembling and refixing it while the match is going on, which was pretty cool to see. And after that, Jimmy wound up being the punching bag for a short little bit until Lee got the hot tag in. The match came to an end when Lee, he cleaned up house. Next thing you know, was sizing Morrison, I believe it was, up for the Spirit Bomb. And then Sheamus, wham, tags himself in. You just see Lee, okay, instead of having that pissed off, what the fuck you doing kind of look. He was like, alright, cool, I'll allow it. And then Sheamus came in, broke them, 1, 2, 3, that was it. And then they come back after commercial break with them two squawking and fighting with each other, arguing, or not fighting, but arguing with each other back and forth like that. And then the ref calls for a bell just to and so we got impromptu match between them two. It was a good solid brawl. Sheamus wound up working on Lee's shoulder, which was pretty cool. You know, don't really see too many shoulder work. Don't see too much work on the shoulder. Normally you see everyone go for like the elbow or a knee. But either way, it was a decent match. I thought it was pretty cool. Match came to an end when Lee hit the Spirit Bomb on Sheamus. 1, 2, 3. After that, they both looked at each other, adhered to the Code of Honor, and then that was it. Next matchup we got Xavier Woods going against T-Bar, and you know, I thought Slapjack was a rib for a Retribution name, but you know, I'm pretty sure T-Bar is the biggest rib for a Retribution name, because T-Bar, really? Really? You're gonna... Okay, if anyone is unaware, T-Bar is like what dirty old men refer to thongs as. So, like, you'll see, oh yeah, hey, look, that girl got a T-bar. Yeah. I'm pretty sure T-bar is a rib. But either way, this came to be. Now, a lot of people were wondering, oh, where's Woods? Where's Woods? Is he out? Is he got No, they said Woods is out with a jaw injury. You know, and considering he was spitting teeth out in the last match he was doing, you know, considering he was spitting teeth out last time he was in the Hurt, doing a match with the Hurt Business, it's to be expected. Now, T-Bar just pretty much straight up powered over Woods, took him to school, and match came to an end when had him by the arm, pulling him off the rope, and then got him, and then brought him in, and just dropped him on his knee, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So next up we got Riddle going against Bobby Lashley in a United States title match, and before the match even starts, Lashley proceeds to then beat the shit out of Riddle. The ref's like, you okay? Can you go? Can you go? Can you go? Yeah, I can go. Ring it. Ring it. Okay, ring the bell. Ding, ding, ding. So now we got the match, and Lashley pretty much just went to town on Matt Riddle, which, god damn, that was a straight up ass whooping, you know. And I still stand by by personal prediction, you know. Them two have a match at the Rumble. Lashley drops the title to him, drops the title to Riddle, wins the Rumble, and then challenges for the world title. Now, as far as this match goes, Lashley, he got the win doing the full Nelson. And probably the coolest thing out of this match was at one point, Riddle, he went to go for a high kick on Lashley. Bobby just straight up caught the leg and then hoisted him up off of that. And then while he was up over his shoulder, repositioned Riddle to slam him down with a Uranagi. Just, oh fuck, that's some serious power. Now afterwards, after that match, then Riddle got on the mic, called out MVP, saying he wanted a shot at him, which, honestly, if I thought Lashley was bad, man, I wouldn't want to fuck with MVP either. And honestly, the main reason, the man's a certified brown belt in Brazilian Judo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a he's a Brazilian Judo instructor. He's a brown belt. He won a Judo championship most recently. The fucker can beat you senseless. Hence why I said, that's why he is perfect for the Hurt Business. He is the type of dude that would sit there after he think of the right way to say this. Think of it almost kind of like in a video game where, after you clear all the sub-bosses, then you got the main boss. That's the main boss. Now, as far as this went, this was pretty much just a squash. MVP had him for like 99.9% of it. Once Riddle went to go for the floating bro. Next thing you know, Lashley came in and they both proceeded to beat him down. Now, after that, next up we got an impromptu match between AJ Styles and Drew Gulak. This came to be because Styles was talking to Pierce. And then Gulak jumped in saying he wanted to enter into the Royal Rumble. And Pierce said, well, we can't just take everyone that wants to jump in. Well, how come you could let AJ? He declared himself. AJ then made the argument, because I'm a two-time former champion. Well, you've had your shot. Now let me get mine. And then Pierce said, you two can go and settle this issue out in the ring. Your match is next. So now we got this. This was nice back and forth. Had almost kind of like a pure ROH kind of feel to it. I mean, obviously I know both guys have worked there, but yeah, I'm just saying it had like a pure match kind of feel. A small little bit, but match came to an end when Styles caught the phenomenal forearm on the Gulak. And now we get next matchup, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler going against Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. And, good Lord Almighty. Now, the heels, they were leading. It was a pretty short-lived match. Dana was the punching bag for a good bit. Mandy got the tag in, started cleaning up house, and then Nia was squashing and flattening both girls. Match came to an end when, just as it looked like, when Nia was going to go and attack Mandy, Shayna Baszler tagged herself in and then climbed in, choked out Mandy Rose with the Karabuta clutch. That was it. So now we come to main event of the night. Triple H, Randy Orton in a fight. Triple H going against the Legend Killer in a fight. And this was a straight up brawl. That's all it was. It was a straight up fight. That's all it was. Nothing technical, nothing fancy. They threw punches and kicks at each other. Randy went to go throw Hunter into the stairs. Hunter reversed it, threw Randy into the stairs, caught a small little slice right across the cheek right here. Nothing big, nothing fancy. It'll probably heal up and won't even leave a scar. And then at one point, Hunter, he grabbed Old Faithful, the ever so reliable hammer, and then proceeded to, as he was coming in, getting ready to go and crack a swing at Randy, the lights started going, a little bit at a time, flickering, and then right out of nowhere, when Hunter was cocking back, whoosh, the hammer caught fire, and Hunter's like, whoa, which, honestly, my first thought was, if Hunter would have cracked Randy with that would have been so cool. That just picture that. Just the mental picture of that. Of that, That would have been so cool. Just Hunter, wham, decking Randy with a burning sledgehammer. But next thing you know, Hunter's freaking out on it, and then boom, the lights go out fully, the hammer's out, lights come back on, and then you see Alexa Bliss just sitting there standing there in the corner looking all serious, pissed off at Randy. And then she puts the one hand up that says pain. Randy creeps over, and then boom, she throws a fireball like fucking Samael and MLW would, and it was just so close range. It was like, holy shit, and Randy got it and fell to the floor screaming, yelling in pain. And it ends with Randy agonizing in pain, blinded by that fireball. So, all in all, it was, like I said, it was one of those episodes where they did their best to turn to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. But goddamn, that was one hell of an ending, I will say that. So that is it for this show, folks. So please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes if and when you can. Please help put out any interesting complaints, thoughts, questions, grunts, and groans down below, and I will be more than happy to hear them, read them, and respond to them. Also, folks, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, thank you to executive producer of this show, Ali Ray Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check him out. His music's out there on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Xbox, all that good shit. YouTube info is down below. Also, look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're gonna look for me on my Facebook gimmick, let me know you found me on there from here. On my Twitter at Tim Vicious, okay, guy, Creep John Dome. Also, look for these cool ass cats right here on the Twitter, Asamun, Kenny Killer, DSB_IV, Diabolica RA, and Sergeant Curry Pants. And folks, I always say, y'all, you love me great, you hate me.
Miss me with that.
Fuck yes.
Miss me with that.